I am Janaína Câmara da Silveira, and I'm with Xinhua here in Brumadinho, where last Friday a dam burst, and until now at least 252 people are missing, according to official numbers of Vale, the company that is responsible for the dam that burst last Friday. And there is confirmed 34 people still already dead. The identities of these people are not publicized yet, since all the officials are trying to really confirm the names of the victims. The problem today, we are here close to the entrance of Córrego do Feijão, where the disaster happened last Friday, and it's totally blocked by the firefighters and the civil defense of the states and of the city, because there is a risk that another dam at the same complex could burst again. The first dam that burst on Friday had 12 million meter cubics of tailings. That is waste from the mining. But today the problem is with another smaller dam that has 1 million meter cubic of water. So people cannot pass through, and even they are trying to make people live this way free, because the water could come from there. This is started this morning, 5:30 this morning, a.m. this morning. There was a sound alarm in the cities, and what happens with the firefighters and all the volunteers working on this site is that they are not working right now because of this risk. The city, it's living this strategy, trying to understand what is happening. People are still looking for their relatives, for their friends, since the names are not being publicized. There is a lot of people here that are still waiting for some news. The hopes are still here, but actually people who has their relatives working near the administrative building of the dam, they lost their hopes. When the dam burst, there was 2 buildings that were affected first. One is the administrative building of Vale, and the other one was the canteen. And this was the time where the people were having lunch. This lady, she lost one niece. We are going to talk with Luzia.
Luzia, Paraguai.
Você poderia nos contar pouquinho do que aconteceu com a sua sobrinha?
A minha sobrinha trabalhava no escritório. Então, quando ela estava no escritório, que disse que foi hora do almoço, desabou. Então, ela, com o pessoal do refeitório, disse que foram os primeiros a ser subterrados. E como minha mãe vai fazer 94 anos agora, está com mal de Alzheimer, está como uma criança, a gente tem que cuidar dela o dia todo, dia e noite. A minha irmã estava cuidando dela. Ela está travando a minha irmã a andar. Minha irmã nem quer entregar ela, mas estou indo buscar, porque ela tem de andar, ela está desesperada, minha irmã, procurando. E tem um primo também, Renato, trabalhava perto dela, que o que aconteceu com ela deve ter acontecido com ele também. Então,
o nome da sua sobrinha?
Kátia Mendes.
She has a niece, Katia Mendes, that works in the office, one of the first buildings that was affected by the sludge when it came down, and also a cousin, Renato. And the mother of her niece is taking care of their mothers, and she can't actually look for her daughter. And she was telling me before that tomorrow will be the niece's son birthday. He will celebrate 11 years, and there is no news about Renata. And this is being something that it's happening all the time. People are trying to look for their relatives, but the lists with the names confirmed dead or missing, it's still on the way. And the company, Vale, and the government here is trying to just release the names when they are totally sure of the names, to avoid more emotion here. And this accident, this tragedy actually happens less than 4 years after another tragedy with another dam here in the same state of Minas Gerais. Mariana, that it's a city nearby, had another accident when the Fundão Dam actually burst. And by the time there was 19 people dead, and one is still missing. And by the time the environmental cost of the accident was huge, affecting actually more than 200 Brazilian cities. This accident has a different profile now. Here in Brumadinho, the loss of human lives, it's much bigger. The company is confirming 252 people missing, but in the community here, they could find more people dead because there were some houses that were actually affected by the sludge when it came down from the burst, from the dam. And in these houses, they cannot confirm the numbers of victims. There was a hotel, too, called Estancia Inn, that was also affected. And they know that the owners were there, so a couple and their son. But there was employees and there was some guests. People believe that there was around 30 or 35 people there. So it's been so difficult to try to make sure the number of the victims. And all the work now is concentrating in trying to find people alive, because when the dam burst, it also affected the energy lines, the communication lines. Yesterday, for example, the firefighters could save 15 families in a total of 50 people that they were actually lost in the middle of the sludge, but they were in a good health condition. So the hopes are getting less and less fewer, but there is still hopes that maybe there is someone still that just lost sign and the ways to communicate and cannot move from some parts of another parts of the city, and they could be found alive. But now all the work, so it's trying to rescue the survivors. And there is intense work that are trying to actually take the bodies from the sludge. But this morning, some of the works were totally stopped because of the risk that another dam could burst. And so this is a problem. And here in the city now, what is happening is that everybody is just waiting. There is a sense and a feeling of fear, because if the water comes down from another dam that there is risk that could burst too, they say that the water could reach the city in 15 minutes, and it's 1 million meter cubic of water. So it is something that is dangerous for the community. No one can pass through here. Even the volunteers are limited to pass, because the water can come just down from here. From this point until the site there the accident actually happened is just 15 minutes. So people in Brumadinho actually, it's concerned that maybe it could happen or not. I was talking to some of the people who lives here, if they were afraid before of this accident, since there was Mariana 4 years, a little less than 4 years ago, and they were saying that they were not concerned about a tragedy like that because they believed that they were safe. Some of them, they are saying that the employees were already a little bit scary, that something could happen in the site. But the thing is that people were living in Brumadinho and having their lives in a really easy way, not so much concerned. But now people are afraid what could happen. Just here in Minas Gerais, there is more than 400 dams like this one that broke last Friday. And it's important to stress that even if they say that there is 2 252 people missing and 34 dead persons already confirmed, the number could rise very soon because in the community they don't know the official numbers of the missing people. And so all the work now it's to try to rescue survivors. Like yesterday, 15 families were rescued in a total of 50 people. And yesterday, in another car that was found nearby the site of the accident, there was 3 survivors in a good health condition as well, that they were brought to the cities. Now, this morning, the last official number was saying that there was 23 people in the hospitals as well, and the conditions were not disclosed, but in good conditions generally. And the number of people who lost their homes and they are rescued, it's around 80 people. So there is 80 people that lost their houses in the accident. Olá, tudo bom? We are talking to another person here. Oi, como é seu nome?
Ezequiel.
Ezequiel, o senhor é morador aqui?
Eu estou por aqui mesmo, graças a Deus.
E o senhor perdeu alguém na tragédia?
Perdi um amigo meu, né? Amigão meu, né? E ele vai lá Vale, né? Eu tenho é difícil, né? Moradia, tem muita árvore aí, vai ter muita árvore, né?
E o senhor tem medo agora que a água possa vir lá, essa nova barragem possa romper? Ou...
É verdade, é muito verdade.
Tá certo.
É muito difícil, viu?
É muito difícil, né?
Aí vai ter muita brigadeira, né? Eu moro lá no Tanto Rio, né?
Teve que sair de casa?
Eu estou saindo de casa, né? Aí também estamos, né? Todo mundo está olhando, todo mundo está aqui, Popeiro, no Acopo, está tudo aí, está todo mundo aí, né? Está divisando, né? É muito difícil.
É muito difícil.
Por aqui está muito difícil.
Muito obrigada.
Tem nada para você.
I was just talking with Ezequiel. He lives close by to the river, the Paraopeba River, and he was saying that he needs to leave his house, and he lost a friend who worked for Vale in the accident. The accident actually happened in the Feijão stream, that it's called Córrego do Feijão, and this stream is a tributary of the Paraopeba River, a river that it's used here to pump water to the population, because we are just 1 hour and a half far from the capital, Belo Horizonte, the capital of Minas Gerais. So this river is also a source of potable water for the people, and actually also for the fishes and all the environment. And but the water until now, the sludge into the water took around 10 kilometers. The environmental disaster is still unconfirmed. The authorities are working on that. Yesterday, Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro came here to see the tragedy by his own, and he said that Brazil would make all the efforts to help the people to curb all the environmental problems that could come from this tragedy. And so Brazilian officers are working with the ministries, with all the institutions that are related to environmental areas, and with the help with Minas Gerais state infrastructure as well. So there is firefighters here, civil defense, but actually also the agencies that take care about the environment are also here involved in the work to try to minimize all the problems that came with the burst of the dam. This dam, as I was telling before, was not working since 2015. It's a tailing dam with the waste from the mining that it's happening here in Córrego do Feijão. That it's a small county here of city Brumadinho in Minas Gerais. We are just 1.5 hours far from Belo Horizonte, the state capital. And this city, it's well known as well by a museum of contemporary art called Inhotim. And this museum actually was closed on Friday, by the day the tragedy happens, due to concerns with the safety of the people there, the visitors and the employees. So here in Brumadinho, people are trying to make sure what happened. They are trying to search for their relatives, for their friends. The city has just 36,000 people living here. And because it's hundreds of people missing, it's easy to know that everybody knows someone who was affected by the tragedy. The city, it's living a sense of hope and also a sense of mourn, since people are trying to believe in something, but there is a lot of people here that they don't believe that they can find their relatives or friends alive. And there is another problem, because the sludge, when it came down from the dam, actually, people are saying that there is, at some points, the sludge took 5 meters, 4 meters high. So they are afraid that even some bodies could not be rescued in any time. So all the efforts now are to trying to find those people and those missing people. But today, the civil defense is concentrated in avoid that more people goes around the dam, because there is this risk of collapse of another dam. Even if this dam is smaller than the first one that burst on Friday, it has 1 million meter cubic of water. So yes, it is a risk. And if this dam burst, it could affect people, especially people who are living around Feijão stream, that it's this little river that flows from the dam until the city center here in Brumadinho. By car, from the point we are now until to arrive at the site of the accident, it's around 15 minutes, so it's very close. And so since this morning, it's starting at 5:30 a.m., people are not allowed to go to this community called Córrego do Feijão. It's being dangerous, and even the firefighters are not working there in the site right now, because the engineers and the technical officers are trying to make sure if this another dam that actually it's called dam number 6 is safe or not. Before they really can make sure if the dam is safe, no one is allowed to go there. And even the workers who are working in the rescue team, they are stopped by now, because it's really, really dangerous. So here from Brumadinho, we are still waiting for more information and to keep you updated on what is happening here. The number of the victims until now is 252 people missing, and it's confirmed 34 people that are dead. But this number would rise since there is more people missing but not officially confirmed. So during this day and maybe in the following days during the week, probably the number will rise, and we are going to have more information about the tragedy here. Not to mention even the environmental problems that actually were not disclosed yet, because the teams are working in the site and they cannot confirm what happened with the flora, with the animals living here. So it's a tragedy that will take long until it's finished. From Brumadinho, Janaína Câmara da Silveira, for Xinhua.